What up, traders? How we doing? Who's ready to get into the live trading action? And something tells me that today's stream is going to be a little fun, especially as I get a nice little win. Pinky's going to be up, and that's all thanks to Half Hitch Brewing. Hmm? Find out. That is. Hit the like button. Let's go, team. It's Friday. Let's see if we can come up with a good green day today.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Let's go, Tim Cheek. Who's ready, baby? I'm ready to get my flex on. You know where you're at. Benzinga live trading. And yes, it's red light in the back, but we're going to see if we can turn it into a green light in the market because it's been pretty bloody, at least in the action lately. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. I'll share my screen. And like always, guys, smash the like. We'll be joined by, of course, Ryan Faluna in just a little bit, but definitely going to take a look into the market. And like always, smash the like out there, guys. Sorry for a little bit of a late start, but don't worry. Guess what? If you stuck around, you're in for a treat. We're going to have a fun show today, and we might get in a little bit of some early happy hour. Find out all a bit about that a little later today. Hopefully, I get a nice little win so I can just kind of kick back, relax, just like I hope you guys out there get a nice little win and get to kick back and relax. It's Friday. Let's enjoy a team. Let's see what stocks are out in the market today and what we can trade. So if we get downside continuation, we can be looking at different names, right? I think today is one of those days where there's a lot of things trading in different ways, right? I mean, Mattel offered their earnings. They went all the way from down there at 630s all the way back to 18s. What did I got there? 1880s. So today, that could come back down, moves like that. And it's kind of interesting because we've had some reports that have been good reports, quote unquote, right? Good reports. And they've gone down on their report, right? But yet some bad reports have actually had these stocks come back up. That's where it gets a little bit like kind of fishy in that case. But today, stocks on the earnings front, like ENPH, this is not looking good, guys. And stocks like this, we got to be careful with, man. And that's why I've been kind of drawing warning signs in solar, even on this stream here. Been talking about it, how solar stocks seem to get a little bit of a lift, but it's like an elevator move down. And that's dangerous to get caught in because when you get that elevator, does it ever come back to the floor that you were at? It could just keep coming down, right? Elevators, sometimes they only go in one way, especially when you get those kind of moves where they flush down through levels where you all of a sudden now have overhead supply. So be careful out there, traders, with stocks like this. But let's kick it with you guys out there. Let's take a look at what stocks you guys are watching. Don't worry about what I'm watching sometimes. I want to know what you guys are taking a look at. So drop those stocks in the chat. I want to do a little bit of some rapid fire, but I need some stocks to go through. And you guys are the providers. Let's get after it. What do you guys got for me today? All right. I see Comcast was down on cord cutting and Charter. Those are two things to look at. And I was looking at that Comcast report. That's CMCSA, right? Oh, got it. Got it. There you go. It's down there to 38.35. We'll see if that gets a little bit of a bounce back. And then Charter, of course, CHTR. I use Charter. I use Spectrum Internet, at least. It's just kind of the cheapest one in this area. But I've been thinking about switching to Google. And I wonder how many others are thinking the same move, right? We'll see. Definitely today I'll be watching the TLT to see what happens there. I think that's important. But you guys got some stocks in the chat now. Let's run through those. And like always, smash the like, guys. I'm sure we'll be joined by Gil in a few minutes. And then I got an interesting little promotion video that you guys might get a good kick out of in a little bit here. Becca, what's up out there? It's good to see you guys. Rock on, guys. Let's find some good trades today. I might have to play some rock music today. I might have to shut down the monetization. You know what? The hell with the monetization. You guys smash the like. We'll have some good time. We'll play a little rock music today. I don't know. I'm feeling it a little bit. All right, let's see what happens here. The bell's going to ring in 10 minutes. So let's run through how many stocks. And you guys out there, I need someone to keep account how many stocks I can get through in 10 minutes. I don't know if I just drank too much coffee this morning, but I'm trying to run. You guys out there, smash the like. Amazon's first one up. Of course, we got to take a look at Amazon with that earnings report, right? Well, it did push up there to 128. The only thing that I would be worried about Amazon is that we saw a slowdown in AWS. And I think that's the strongest kind of growth business, right? I would be a little bit scared with that because Google got flushed down on bad cloud numbers, right? Amazon's cloud numbers weren't that great here. And like always, the media is going to try to find a reason for why stocks moved in a certain way. I think that they were maybe wrong in the sense of Google, that it wasn't necessarily the cloud computing that was what knocked them down, because the truth is, why Amazon go up here, right? Wouldn't really make logical sense, but we'll take a look at what happens today. Amazon's made a couple of attempts to get through the 128. So now that we're retracing to the 125s, you want to see where this resistance was, if it's going to be able to hold. So I would be watching like levels over here to see if this can hold. And you can see how recently we've come right back to that level. I always look left first, click the line, and then look right to see if it makes sense. And of course, that's what you want to be seeing. Don't think like I want to look to the right and put it right here. Look far left. Where's the resistance? Is that becoming support? So that's the level to watch for today, around the 125s, 22s. Maybe you get a wick through 125 in a recovery. That's called a red to green type of move. Undercut and rally underneath support. So it undercuts, gives you a wick, and then comes back rallying. So we'll see what happens if that's what happens there in Amazon. Let's keep it moving. Time to flow, baby. SPY. What will I be watching on the SPY today? So I've always talked about it, and I love the hourly chart. So what will I look for? Will this trend change on the hourly chart? So I look up to the top. I see, okay, so this is where we really started to break down. Can we break out of this range and start moving back into the 416s? 416s is really when we really start getting moving, because that gets us through what? One resistance spot, two resistance spot, and then the third resistance spot here. So if we start making our way back into the 416s, we'll be through these first two resistance and looking to break through that next layer. Of course, that'd be a big day to start coming back there. We could also retrace to the 412s. We'll find out. Rivian, let's go. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right. Rivian is one that looks like it's come back to a prior support, gone through that, and now trying to get through the next layer. Next layer is going to be a move even up to this spot. You can put it up there, and we'll see what happens if it can get through 1690s, but it could eventually run into some overhead supply and then start to get hit. Look at the daily. Daily has it towards even a higher resistance, maybe attempt. It could come back even towards the 1766. So especially right now, I've been trying to stick more with daily levels than your kind of intraday levels, because if I pull this back, look how this is respecting this. I want to respect that level. You broke it. Now you're using it as resistance. Let's keep it moving. ICU. I need some music for this, man. ICU, 79-cent stock. This looks like it could go back through $1. Why do stocks like to go through $1? I have no idea about ICU's fundamentals, but I can at least tell you that stocks sometimes have a tendency of doing this. And one thing that I want to see is repeated patterns being done. So this stock did a pattern here, right? And you guys can clearly see that, right? Kind of a flagging action that it eventually broke to the upside. Now it's doing kind of a quick flag action here. So it's going to take a lot to get it back up there, but it is trying to do a quick pullback. The key here is you want it to break out of this sideways consolidation here. So it could play within that range and then break out. So be careful getting stuck in the middle there. In the middle, 80 cents. NVIDIA, let's go to it. This is the biggest head and shoulders that I at least have been talking about in the market, and not looking good. You guys can see it right here on the chart. I've talked about this multiple times on live trading. This looks like it could keep going. And earlier this week, what was I trying to short? 434.50s, guys. Look where that is now. That would have been what? On a swing trade. Come on, guys. This is what I'm talking about on NVIDIA. So let's go to the intraday levels here. We'll see what happens. It has been trying to bounce back. So be careful out there, right? We got to be careful for bounce backs. Let's go to the hourly chart here. Let's get to the auto here so I can kind of get back into these levels. So where's the next resistance here? We could push back towards 415s today and then eventually 418. So that's what I'd be looking for. If we get the upside action, downside is through 407.80s going towards 405. If we do that, we could go right back to 400. I would look for maybe a fake out to green to 412s and then that flush through the 407s if you're bearish on NVIDIA. Let's keep moving. Let's see how many I can go. SLB. I got 4 minutes left. I got to speed up. Okay. Oh, this is all about oil. I'm just going to literally go look at what WTI is doing right now. I don't even care what SLB is doing. I'll look at WTI and that will tell me it all. And then I use my intraday skills, my pattern knowledge to look at each stock in oil. I see a high of 85.35, 83.40. What have we been doing this week? We've been kind of balancing out, trying to see if we're going to go to lower 80s or back into the 90s. That's what you need to be watching. To move back above 90, yes, oil stocks can catch a lift again. If that doesn't happen, we go below 80 and into the 70s, these are going to all start to break. All right, let's see what else is going on. Let's keep it going. MDT, I'll do that one really quickly here. Let's do it. That's a medical device maker. And this is the important thing about knowing stocks, right? Relationships, right? What have I been seeing in healthcare? Healthcare has just been getting wrecked. But there is one medical care stock that did have a good move today off their earnings, which is DXCM. We'll see what happens if this could turn around medical devices today. But if I wanted to look at medical devices, this was probably the one that I'd be looking at. I like this one a little bit more than MDT. Sorry if I didn't give you too much there, my friend. Microsoft Swing, you could look at it here. I could talk about those levels, but let's keep moving. Mara, that's an interesting one. Let's go to those crypto names. We'll see what happens if we can get above kind of this 925 level. I would really be watching this on kind of an hourly level. Why? Because I can see here. What do I see? I see attempted moves back towards this resistance, but it's not even getting to that trend line again. It could make a move to 945. Then a pullback back towards 925 and a takeoff to 10. I like how this is setting up really symmetrically. So at least this makes sense for me, right? I could see it trying to play off this resistance. So it can maybe make a little bit of a move to 9 and then all of a sudden a whip back. There's two ways to play this here. Below 880s is downside action. Above 940s, going to 950s, could be a break back to 10 and 1050. It's not a bad one to watch. And all of them will be pretty similar. Stick figure kind of day. No, Juan, that's after the stream. You know how that goes. That's around what time? Maybe 420. We'll talk a little bit about that after the market. SoFi, baby. SoFi. Let's take a look at the SoFi chart here. SoFi has just been balancing out. At some point, this could get a rally. But the truth is that this is also in a camp of what? This is in the camp of being kind of the growth stocks. And I don't think this is an area where people are looking for attractive evaluations right now. Let's just say that much. GBTC, let's keep it moving. Let's go. Oh, I don't even have that one there. I can't do it, man. I'm sorry. AbbVie, let's go. All right, AbbVie, I'll say the same thing. Doesn't this look like a head and shoulders? Doesn't this look like a lot of topping in this area? It looks like it could break this support 144. Maybe you get a move back to 147, but I'd see that as resistance there, as you can see it here. But that's just what I would say on AbbVie. I don't like healthcare names right now. They're not doing the best. Thank you, Milky. Eldon with American Airlines. We'll see if the American Airlines or the airlines change at all. Right now, they are trying to get a bounce, and maybe they get a seasonal bounce back towards resistance. That'd be a move towards like 1250, and maybe it comes back into this level of 13s, but I don't see too much more. The trend needs to change, man. I'd look at like a weekly chart and see the trend line actually break and come back. Because right now, it doesn't even look like this wants to break. You see how steep that is? Something needs to give there. All right, open. Let me keep moving. I got
the market's open,
here.
Mitch.
Damn it. I got caught. The bell's here, guys. So how many stocks did I get through, guys? I don't know. Did someone keep count? I tried. All right, guys.
Morning. Sorry I'm late.
Hendrix wants out, so just give me a second. You can take the roll.
Letting Hendrix out. All right. Good morning, folks. Sorry I'm late. IBRX, this is a stock that's actually up today, looking like it's trying to take that high off. Really needs some volume here to get above 218. We'll see if it does that. Around. Let's see, what else do we have here? APLM. This is the APLM. This one looks a little bit worrisome here. Wicks at 140. I think this is actually probably comes back in. How's everyone doing this morning? Carmen, congratulations on DXCM. Just amazing. You've been talking about that for a while. Huge pop here this morning.
Oh, I like that stock.
Yeah.
At least for the products that they have.
IBRX going now. Sorry, Mitch.
No, you're good, my friend.
I took it off the screen for 1 second. That's all I needed to do, and bang, right through that level. Right through that level. There we go.
Well,
all right.
Maybe we get a bullish day, man. Could we possibly get it? I mean, the SPY is right off the 200 exponential moving average. I'm going to bring my TC charts just for a second, just so you can see that. So you see on my chart right now, I'm going to bring it up here. You see this purple line? Look how that is pretty off of that. So I'm going to use that a little bit today, that level, which is 345.39, to see if we can stay above that and maybe make a move to 350 today on the Qs. And of course, today I'm going to be a little bit more waiting to see the move versus reacting on the first action. But you got to be careful, team. It's caught me yesterday. Let's see if it catches me today. TQQQ already trying to push through this 32. That's going to be the first break, and then I'll look for pullbacks back down below 3170.
NKGN might halt if it keeps this upward move. Not in trade the pool, NKGN. Not in trade the pool.
We'll see if this is bull traps out the open. That's why we've seen too many of these for me to go after the first one. So I'll have to wait for a real good continuation. Ballet showing up there, getting a nice little push. I'll see if Amazon comes back down through that 125 level. I really don't feel like it was the best report there for Amazon. It just kind of, the media kind of made it a little bit better too.
APLM trying to go above 140 there.
Baba with a hard pullback there. PDD with a hard pullback. JD straight down. Nice little chop there. What happened in China stocks, man? That makes me want to go looking for the C-Web? No, what's the short one? K-Web?
K-Web, yeah.
Isn't there like a 2-time one?
Yin and Yang.
There is my boy.
Is that what you got you. I got you.
You see, this is why you gotta have friends, man. This is why we're here together, guys.
That's what I've been doing wrong. Damn, Mitch.
Look at Yang coming right back up. So I'm going to look for a little bit of a pullback here towards like 1140. China stocks were getting whacked here out the open. So Baba, stocks like that, PDD, JD was a nice move down. So maybe that could be a short too, right? I could go after that also. And you can see it here. JD, look at that move. That's a nice one. So I'll see what happens if these start to bounce. Do y'all have any swing trades on right now? Oh,
yes.
There
short
you go.
toll via puts, short docu via puts.
There you
Both
go.
of those called out on the stream.
I had gold earlier this week. I made a small little gain, and then I got out. I kind of got a little shook on that move, I'll be honest. I got out for a small win, and that was AU, and I was looking for a move to 20. It's still holding 19s today. I'll see if it makes that move to 20. JD.
Benzinga
worry,
Live is my
Gerald.
only friend.
Don't worry, Gerald. We'll be here for you, my friend.
We're always here for you. We're always here for you.
The yin yang, baby. I see you out there, guys. Junie said shorted Chevron. Okay. A firm continuing to be volatile. I appreciate that, Marty.
IBRX continuing to pound highs here on IBRX.
Okay.
Missed that on the break. Yep, I just missed it on the break. It's in both here.
All right.
This one, oh man, let's see where we can go.
Let me know about that, man. What do you see on that?
Well, I'm seeing just a move right now. I actually didn't do enough research here this morning. Looks like this is going to the 500-day. 261, your next spot here, IBRX.
Come on, Yang. Got to look for a pullback there, but we had just a recent little fast pullback. So looking to see if I can get one more pullback down closer towards 1140 and then a takeoff through 1150 on Yang. Google red, interesting to see. Let's keep up with that, right? Sectors and industries going to be very important today. Second day that I'm looking around to see what's going on here. Real estate starting to get hit hard here out the gates. It was, yeah, it's getting hit hard right there. Check this out. Let me refresh this.
Amazon with a wild after hours after its report yesterday. Popped, a round tripped back down and then higher, and now higher out of the open here today. Pre-market high I got on Amazon 128.39. It looks like it's trying to go for that here today.
Yeah, got to watch the cues, right? See if we get an up move today.
APLM pulling here.
We just did an hourly rejection move on the cues just a second ago at 347.50 area. So that's a big important area to kind of watch to today. A flush down below, let's say 345s today, could be that downside continuation.
APLM
So
halt to the downside. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'll just be watching both of those moves to see what happens today. Yang already going towards 1157, but I don't want to jump on this move. I want to look for one more pullback, but it could run without me. Baba's back at VWAP. JD still hasn't come back, so maybe that's a short opportunity for me. It's Baba. I'm going to wait for now. I'm giving it a little bit of time because I feel like we're going to get a little bit of an attempt up here and then the takedown. See what happens on the Qs too. The Qs are green.
Everything's rolling over here. Everything is rolling over here.
Yeah, you're getting pulled back to the VWAP.
IWM leading the way down. Good call, Tuna. That's actually looking like it might breach yesterday's intraday low. Got that spot at 163 and change. So let's just call it 163. SPY at the lows. Dow tried to bounce. Qs at the lows.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of stocks in there.
Looks like more weakness ahead. Yep.
So that means penny stock plays could be a little bit dangerous. At least I always get a little bit concerned on penny stock plays when the IWM isn't doing well.
Yeah, I mean, the contrarian view of that is that you should be able to find relative strength, but the reality is that if everything's going down, even pops to the upside are going to be short-lived and probably not even provide that good of a trade.
Intel, guys, really nice VWAP bounce opportunity that just bounced to the upside here. We'll see what happens with that, but you guys could see that. That was right off the VWAP there, bouncing back to the upside. We'll see if that gets going green here. The Qs are making a little bit of a pullback, but they haven't broken that 346.50 level closing below there. Something that I'd be watching in the next 5 minutes.
I see you. Good call, Tuna. This just reclaimed its VWAP here. Let's see if it can push above here. Big volume stick that took it through the VWAP. That's encouraging to see. IBRX just no chill. This thing's vertical straight up. I got no entry on this.
All right, guys, seeing some retail coming back today, and of course that's being led by Amazon. Looking for XRT now on pullbacks here.
Comcast moving higher.
All right, Q's starting to come back here. I'm going to try and attempt in a second here off the XRT. I would like 5870s here. There's a quick flush through. I'm going to take a little bit here at 65, 66. Got filled at 66. Just going to take a small trade here to start. Only about $16 risk here to start it. Don't want to back through 5850s here. I'm going to see if the Qs just come rallying back here. Amazon's still going higher, so that could drive this back. There's 128s for Amazon.
Amazon looks like it's trying to go higher. Apple too, by the way.
So they're buying up that report, dude. They buy up Google. Google's going lower, another leg lower. Microsoft trying to recover 331s. Holding it now. Can it go back to 332? See what happens on that one.
ICU next spot I got at 122, by the way, on ICU. No position here. Still kind of waiting out the first 15 minutes.
All right, Qs are starting to move to the upside. I'm going to add a little bit here on this and start holding off the low of the day. So I'm looking for this to start turning around on the XRT. Charter's trying to go through that 390, and Comcast is still looking good. Let's see if it does a VWAP bounce pullback, like 3880s. What I'll be looking at. Those were good stocks to mention. Shout out to Jay in the chat.
Google calls coming in on this sell-off here. Might actually try this for a bounce real quick.
For what it's worth, Kramer, I think, just watched my video on Tuesday and changed his mind. But that's for what it's worth. You know, there's a reason why he went bearish when he was bullish on Monday. Nah, it's kind of funny though to catch those moments, right? He flipped pretty hard.
It's Kramer.
Yeah, that's what it's good at.
Man, Google trying to bounce right here. There we go. A little bit more.
I know, Born. He thought it was a good video too.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it.
Humble. What's up out there? said, I don't even acknowledge him. All right, guys. We'll see if Comcast can continue. Comcast is doing well today. Definitely. Nice mention out there.
Yep.
I'm looking around, guys, to see what else is making moves. How's that Yang going? Look at the Yang, man. Look at the Yang. That thing never pulled back and just kept pushing. That was a nice little one. I was looking for pullback on that, but not bad. The Yang. I'll look back at that a little bit later. All right, now I'm starting to get back to the green here. Will the Qs make the up move? There's a nice little up move there. I like Intel. Intel just made a nice little push to 36.20. So I'm going to look for a pullback to 35.50s or 35.20s. Somewhere in between there. Intel's looking good. Micron making an up move here. So it looks like we're getting ourselves a little bit of some tech push. Now the only question is, do you want to take this shot again today? I know I took it yesterday multiple times, so to each his own on this one. Your call, because I'm going to take the shot, but hey, that's just me. I'm going to look for a little bit of an attempt here to the 15.25s, 15.23s, and then I'm going to start adding in Soxel. I haven't gotten an entry yet.
You're looking for a long?
Mm-hmm.
For a bounce, right?
Yeah. I'm playing the same thing I played yesterday.
Yep.
Sometimes you just got to keep it playing. I just got to be careful with the risk side of that. Here's that attempt. So I'm going to start trying to get a little bit here. Boom. Just grabbed a little bit there at 22s. Can I get a little bit of another fill towards maybe 20s? Willing to add, but I wanted to get back there towards like below the 20s. I'm going to put out an 18 or 17 here. So I put out a limit there. Is this 4,200 here on the 17s? I think it's going to come after him and should fill me. Boom, right there. You see how it came after that 17? Boom, and then we're right back up. That was level 2 watching here. Using the level 2 on trade the pool to see the volume sitting there, to see it get attacked. Now, where's the next big volume at? So you're going to see 512s here. That would be the next little whip down, but it's recovering already. So now you're seeing the offer getting hit there. Now there's not much volume there. Let's see if we get to push back up. So I'll be looking to see if the Qs can go ahead and now get that bounce off the VWAP. They pulled right back to the VWAP and has been holding there. The Qs is what's important here, especially. Look how this is just bouncing around. Will this finally make that up move? It made a fake to the upside. Now it's doing this pullback. Last opportunity if you want to join the trade to the upside. And then the bears will be looking to see if the bulls get wiped out here. So if they got faked out to the upside and then it starts to get hit. There's always two sides to the coin. So be careful out there, traders. That's how it is, Mystery Man. I've been focusing more on the Qs than even the SPY lately. What's up out there, Broken Prophet? What's the quote of the day? With that name, you gotta bring a quote.
Might it be broken though? I mean,
oh, look at that downside take on the Qs. That'll wipe out some longs. Glad I didn't add there. Now I got that add on Soxel. Now I got to be careful here about 15.5 takedown. I'm going to go ahead and just set a stop right below 15.05s, which is the low of the day. Well, it's a little bit closer. The low of the day is 15.01s, but where the bunch up is on the body here is where I want to be kind of. We'll see if we get out there.
Entire market at lows here.
XRT also pulled back there. No, you're good. You're good. I'm just protecting my trades here. I'll go to you, my friend. What do you see?
I'm just watching I'm trying to play Google for a bounce, but I'm seeing the market really pound lows. I think if we really kind of break to new lows here, we're just going to have to take the L on it. I do like your XRT and your SOXL outlook.
I mean, I'm just sticking to the trades now. Now it's the risk and return and just kind of stick. If I get caught out, I get caught out. But the Qs did do that kind of whip out move. Let's see if it recovers somehow. It's just been crazy on the top ends of moves where you're getting these attempted breakouts and they are failing. Like we went to 347.50. We got above it, 347.62. Quick move back down.
Dave, up 10 grand in your Netflix short. Awesome. An awesome conviction on that. Staying with it. Really just sticking with that there, Dave. Absolutely love that.
Data 10 a.m. coming in. We'll take a look at that, Humble. Appreciate you guys, like always, mentioning things in the chat. Let's help each other out. We're here for each other. The true supporting community here on live trading with Benzinga, of course. And guys, I don't know if you guys are ready, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm looking forward to the trading competition next week. I'm actually going to put this account to rest a little bit. Just focus on the competition here. So get ready for that next week. And don't forget, guys, on the 31st, Halloween, we need some of you guys here dressed up. I'm going to be dressed up. We got our hockey man, Ryan. Who wants to join the stream, guys? Let me know. I'm going to be throwing it up right in the chat. So the first 8 people that join us are the people that come on. It's going to be a little bit scary because I don't know what could happen. But the truth is, you guys can run the show true.
I'm terrified.
Come on, baby. Come on. Who wants to see 10 people here on live trading? We could have up to 10 people, of course, including Ryan and I. But the door's open, guys. Get ready. Lynn says she's coming. Flight attendant. I like it. I like it. And they could be puns. You guys enjoy it. Like, a lot of times we don't get to dress up anymore and have a good time. Why not have a good time here on the show? All right, let's see what happens. Now I'm getting the lift in XRT. A little bit of a scoop. Now I'm going to try to add here on this XRT on pullbacks closer towards my entry here. Keep sizing in as it starts to work. So let's see if I can get a pullback here to 65s. I'll put the limit out. Limit's out. Socks out going back to green is interesting to see because it did that wipeout move. And now what do I see there? I see a lot of bottoming on there that I can at least rely off of. So now it's just kind of let the trade work. Right? So I brought it down to the 503 mark here. And I'm going to zoom in to kind of explain this because I think this is actually a teaching moment here, is that you're seeing higher lows, right? And so what I expected to see here was a higher low here, kind of hold here. And so you can see how that kind of comes into play. If I would have put it up here towards like the body close, would that have stopped me out? Yes. It would have hit that trigger and stopped me out and came right back up. But then I saw that and I was like, you know what? Let me put it on this low. Because if it's a higher low, it'll get to that and then just come right back up. So that's exactly what kind of played into there. And I'll draw like a trend line off of that. So if it breaks that, I would be a little bit careful because after that break, now you're really kind of testing those lows and you can break through there. So you see how that kind of went through that for a second and came back. Break through that. I don't want to be in the stock anymore. All right. Just got hit on the XRT ad. I heard a little click. I was like, what was that? Oh, XRT ad, of course. So now I can go ahead and understand. Same thing, kind of reversals off this bottom. Where's my risk? Down to that 58.50s. I'm going to give it just a little bit of a cent there from there. Around let's do 58.48 and just let it work to the top end of this. This should get me at least closer towards that 100. And I think it can go through higher than that. So I'm going to be looking for the upside. We'll see if we get it. And of course, downside is to move. We've talked about it on the Qs already, especially a move through 345. It could go to 345.30s and still stay in this kind of ascending triangle. And that's what the Qs are in an hourly chart. So I'm going to continue watching that ascending triangle on the Qs. Just to bring that in really quickly, I'll show you guys that. You see this? So that's the ascending triangle that I think we're stuck in right now. Do we get above that? Do we close above it? That's the hourly chart on the Qs, just to give you a mention. All right, let's see if we can get this XRT to get a nice little up move. The one that I'd be watching is Amazon, because if Amazon goes red, that's when I'll definitely be a little bit concerned on the market, right? So Amazon's hasn't even pulled back to VWAP after its recent push to 129. That's good outlook.
Google bouncing finally. Added on the way down. Really would like this to get back to VWAP. We'll see if we can end up doing that. Come on, Google. Just give me some 121.5. 121 up now and through.
Lynn, I think that will affect the airline stocks more than the overall market, but I do expect to see more and more labor kind of, or unions kind of ask for more money. They're just going to all ask for more money. They see one, they start playing copycat off each other. So we'll see what happens there. Looks like we're getting this takedown attempt here on the XRT. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to stick around here. So what I'm going to do is, just because this could be a little bit of a wick, I got to go ahead and just get ready to get out on a market sell, but don't want to have my order out just sitting there, because it could just kind of give me that nice little wick towards 48s, and then all of a sudden right back up through the 50s. Qs are right back at VWAP, and that tells me just be careful with a little bit of a stop out here, and all of a sudden it comes right back up. So if the Qs go red on this 5-minute candle, then yeah, that tells me close pretty much everything. But if it can stay green on the 5-minute candle, it could come right back. This could be a wick out, and so I'm trying to get around it.
BTAI continuing to go higher here. Sorry, Mitch.
No, you're good. The important thing is just understanding that that does expand my risk here, and I got to be careful, especially if it doesn't just all of a sudden push higher on the Qs. IBRX, yeah, that was mentioned in the chat. LIAN being mentioned. Any hope for bets to curl up? BETFs, are you talking about the ETF bets? I think you're talking about that, Tech. Let me know. I know exactly if that's it, but I just want to kind of confirm before I take a look. RSP down from their rolling slight back in Fab 7. Okay. Q's trying here. They're back towards 346.80s.
I'm going to take the gains on this Google bounce. Up. Are we going to push higher here? Through
Microsoft is pushing.
Yeah, Qs are bouncing. It makes me want to stay in it, but I don't want to give this up. And we've already bounced quite a bit. My first entry wasn't great. My ad was good, but my first entry wasn't great. I really just don't want to give this up. But
maybe a break-even stop.
There we go.
See what happens.
There we go.
Or maybe take a little bit off.
Go.
We'll see.
There we go.
You call your shots, Ryan.
Yep, there we go. There's a little bit more. We're trying to go to that VWAP here.
All right, team. We'll see what happens here. We're battling here. Can we get a nice little bounce on the day? We'll find out.
Yeah, here. I'll sell 100 at market. So we're down to 100. We locked in part of it. And now, Mitch, I think what we'll do, we'll make sure that this doesn't drop.
I have my hand on my trigger too. XRT still being tested. So
yeah, I'm gonna close the rest of this here. Okay, well, hey, at least we got some green on the screen. I'll look for this to set up again. This Google bounce. My first entry, you can see my first entry here. I got a little excited. I was trying to wait out that 15 minutes, and I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty much over. I'll just add it here." Really, I would have done better if I had been just a little bit more patient. But at least when it came back in, we added again, lowering the cost basis. Then we're able to get out here. What I'd really like to see is a move through VWAP here. We'll see if we end up getting it now that we're out and the risk is off and there's green on the screen. We'll see if we can play it through that VWAP.
All right, we'll see if the Qs get higher here. Just looking to see if we can get this ramp up mode.
LIAN, that was a good call here too. This looks like this is trying to go through the VWAP here. We were as high as what, 408 earlier?
New 15-minute candle is going to be important. Look around for that, guys.
No volume here in LIAN at the moment.
Hard downside action first right out the gates here. Will it just be a shakeout? Just be careful out there, team. Seeing hard side, and the data's coming in here too, so we got to be careful with that. Woo! Careful out there, team. I'm getting hit right now in XRT. That was a hard downside off the number there. Just watching right now, but definitely hands on the trigger to get out. Numbers came in there. I'll take a look right now as they come in, but
hang on one second.
pull up my pro. Pro, save me, pro. What's going on? All right, Michigan consumer expectations 59.3 versus 60.7 estimate, 66 prior. The bearishness definitely in the consumer sentiment here. Oh, that'd be nice if I put it up, Mitch. Sorry about that, guys. There it is. Michigan consumer expectations there coming in, shaking the market a little bit. We'll see if this gets me stopped out. I'm pretty close to getting stopped out, so just need to see if the Qs can come back here. But man, if the Qs don't come back, it ain't gonna look bueno. Just getting hit here. Even though the Qs are coming back, I'm not getting that move back in the XRT, and that's a little bit concerning. Yeah, I got to get out there on the XRT. Took the hit on the XRT. Big hit there. We'll keep watch on the Sox out trade, but anything below that 15, we could see downside continuation come in there. Back up through my entry, I'll add, but that's if the Qs start to make a big move to the upside. I don't see that happening as the SPY is taking another leg lower here. And what is leading the action here on a lot of this downside? The banks. The banks, guys. Oh, man. A little part of me is like, man, should I just go back to shorting these names? Should I go back to shorting the KRE? I mean, I'm trying not to because I've been putting out that video, but man, I've been missing out on some of this action, dude. Oh, good Lord. Look at these banks just getting whacked here.
Real quick, Smoke Tuna, a little bit of an update. Ever since I've been using that 3-minute chart, and 3-minute chart really with the MACD on it, it's been better at helping me find reversals. Like I said, my first buy on some of these that go down into a support level and look like they're going to bounce, my first buy has been a little early a couple of times in a row. I don't fault the chart for that. But this actually does a really good job of kind of showing that reversal. I like this. I think the 3-minute chart's going to be added to my regular repertoire. Really like that and appreciate that shout out.
Soon to be Bank of Everyone, because we all might own it. Bank of America here just getting whacked, man. Oh man, I think Ryan and I are in the camp though. If Bank of America disappears, we won't be mad.
I won't be. I worked for Bank of America.
I know. I remember that story. You see, I don't forget, bank. Ryan.
Yeah, dude,
I don't forget, man. I know your story.
And here's the other thing, like the big banks, like I don't have good experience with the big banks. When I was in college, I had Chase charge me 2 overdraft fees on Christmas Day. When I was in college, I closed that account right quick. I will never use a Chase product for the rest of my life. Never.
They'll do it to you. I overdrafted on Bank of America, I think by like I think it was like something ridiculous. It was like 70 something cents. And it was when I was like younger. I was like 15 when I had an account with them.
Drafted in 20 years. Let me be very clear. This was when I was in college. But I mean, dude, a college kid, Christmas Day.
So I'm telling you guys, I was under the age of 18 when I had that account, right? And then, so I overdrafted like, I guess in the summer, let's say when I was in sophomore year, right? So then junior year comes around and I'm working, right, as a piano mover, you know, in a little box truck with a learner's permit, driving around that thing. And I didn't care. I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. But that's not the story here. The story is when I get my first check, I go to put it in the bank, right? And you know, like you used to like, you know, walk up to the ATM and put it in. The old school days. I know those new school kids don't understand that, but you know, you actually had to bring it to the bank and, you know, bring it to them. So I put it in the ATM and I'm like, yes, I'm going to get some money out, going to get some good food. And then I look at my account and I am negative money. Still, I start freaking out and I'm like, what the hell just happened here? So it turns out that throughout the whole year that I was not paying attention to my account because I was, you know, a kid in school, not really caring because I didn't have money at that time. So I was like, I know there's no money there. What am I going to look at? Well, they charged me about like a couple $100 in overdraft fees in like a year, and my whole check went in and just disappeared in fees. Just boom, they just took the check.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, I don't like you no more, Bank of America.
By the
But
way,
hey,
real quick here, Google, this worked. The plan here was for the VWAP. I got out a little bit early, probably shouldn't have. Nice little move here on Google trim. I think someone else was in this. Miguel, was that you playing the Google bounce earlier? Miguel saying playing the Google bounce too. Should be working for you. Let me know what your exit target is on that. Congrats, dude. Get that green on the screen, bro.
all right, guys, I'm taking the shot in the sock sell. I see the Q make a big move to the upside here. I've been trying to play this for a while, so I'm still playing this sock sell move. Let's see if I can get it here.
You know, Sox L, that actually, now that we've got some, oh man, that thing is all over the place.
Yeah, it's a hard one, man.
It is a hard one.
All right, guys, I'm stepping up to the plate here, guys. I'm at 600 shares, 1523. So now really starting to step up here. You see that? Let's see if it gets moving here, guys. There's the Q's ripping. That's going to help. Come on, Q's. Can you close on a 5-minute above this 347.50s? We keep fighting that level. I'm looking for a close above 347.50 on a 5-minute basis. It's the Q's here. I'll show you guys what that means here and why I think that's so important. I talked about the hourly levels, right? Hourly levels are very important to kind of catch here. So there's this resistance right here that it keeps battling. Can we get above that and start working our way to this kind of 349? See that? Right off of that 347.50, we keep rejecting. I want to see a close above that line. This is why it's important not only to see the price action move to the levels, but actually close above them. Oh yeah, the old school ATMs, man. Back when we used
I remember when check deposit showed up for the first time, and I was like, "This is glorious. This is glorious.
Dude.
I don't have to go to the bank. I don't have to go to the ATM.
I hated going to the bank. Who likes going to the bank, dude?
And then the first check that I got that was over 10 grand, I couldn't deposit it via the phone. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? And it's like, Ryan, go to the bank, you dummy. They did that for hundreds of years.
That's how it is, man.
Oh,
Sox out
man.
pulling back on me now, guys. So I got to be careful here, guys. We're getting that another move down and another fake out off that 347. My only hopes is this Q's hold the VWAP. VWAP is going to be where you have like majority of your algorithms kind of filling. So that's where I'm going to look to see if we
LIAN going higher
push
here. Big move, LIAN. Wow.
There's that attempt downside. Just as I say it, there's the attempt to break down here. I'm already setting my stop here. Could get stopped out, but I have to set the stop here now. I'm too big to keep watching this. 13 says, I like going to the bank. Okay.
Well, 13, because 13 is always making very large withdrawals from the bank. He puts money in electronically, and then he makes extremely large withdrawals from the bank every time he goes. So no wonder he likes it.
We won't be too mad when they get when we're taking money from the bank, and not giving it to them, right?
Whoa. That makes it sound like you're stealing. Just
well, I mean, it's kind of like it, right? But really, it's not. They're just giving me the money that I gave them, but that's how it goes, man. And I like how 13 says he takes it away from them, right? Don't let them go use it on interest. You go use it on your own. Go put it somewhere to work. Ryan, have you thought about doing like CDs and things like that?
Yeah, I have actually. I have. The big thing with me is that like I don't want to. I make it a goal that I never really want to take money out of my trading account unless it's to pay myself after a huge win.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's a good idea. You know, maybe take 10 or 15,000 out, put it in a CD where you're getting 5+%. You can even do that on like an 11 month, right? And then reassess next year. I'm thinking about it, but I haven't done any of that yet.
All right, guys. What do you guys think about if we do see the Qs rip to the upside about reversal playoff
LAIN,
shop?
wow.
Reversal playoff shop is just an interesting outlook, right? I'm just going to bring it up as my stop is already set. So if I get hit, I get hit. But look at this, right? If the market could come up here, shop has gone straight down out the open as Amazon's gone up. And normally they trade very similar. So that's why I'm kind of keeping an eye on that one. We'll see what happens. It's an interesting pattern there, especially with Amazon staying with some strength, right? Amazon's trying to break 129 as we speak. So we'll see if this starts to reverse or not. So I'm just bringing in a trade idea, right? It's up to you guys to take a look, make your own calls off that. But I try to do that too, right? Try to tell you guys where I see setups, and then you guys can make those calls from there.
This LAIN move, folks, if you took that right off that VWAP push on LAIN, got to trim some here. Got to at least trim some here.
Is it LIAN?
LIAN.
Got you. There it is, 420.
I mean, Mitch, do you have VWAP on that chart? Can you add a VWAP to that chart?
Yeah, I can. Add an indicator. Go VWAP. Boom.
Like, look what that was doing. Look how it was really kind of just hugging the VWAP. Yeah, we got a lower wick there. We got a reclaim of the VWAP. We got two more very small lower wicks. And then look what happened when the volume poured in. It pushed away from it. This is the setup on all of these smaller stocks that I am trying to execute.
Okay, so now what would I be looking? I'd look at our resistance and can you come back and hold that? I also usually draw trend lines for the throwback look, right? So I would draw a trend line here, and with that resistance kind of crossing, that helps me more and more think that that level could hold 409s, 410s. I wouldn't want to see that come down through that level. I'd want to see it to hold, maybe pullbacks to that and keep going higher. That's what I'd like to see now. And especially a close here on a 5-minute basis above this high, which is a 417. And you see how you're battling right around that 417 level right now. It's kind of like it went sideways. The first rip was to 417, and then the second rip was above that.
Big pull on LIAN here.
It's you see how it recovered that area pretty. If it can close above this 410, I still think it looks good. Soxel going back to the green and nice little push higher. Will the Qs just do it for me? Let's go, Qs. Come on, man. I'm trying to open a nice beer.
Have you talked about that yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that in just a second. I've been trying to get to the green, bro.
Okay. Well, I'm there. So I'm ready to go.
There we go. There's the move on the Qs. The Qs to 348. Let's get it. All right, this is going to make me feel a little bit more confident now of just kind of going to walk away, as they say. Let's let the market do the work now. I'm going to try to let the market get me back towards the green. We'll see what happens. A move above like 1550s, I can take some profits and then really look to see if the Qs lead the day.
NVIDIA trying to break above its VWAP here. We'll see if it's strong enough to do that.
I'll be
Jay,
right
good
back,
morning.
Ryan. I'm going to put your pro charts up.
Yep, that's fine. Jay, good morning. Saying shop. Let's take a look here at shop real fast. Jay saying shop can't even get green on Amazon. Shop. What happened here in the pre-market? Why were we strong in the pre-market and just totally weak? Well, I guess we're just down to yesterday's lows. We held yesterday's lows on shop. You like this for a bounce, Jay? Probably not, if you're saying that it can't go green on Amazon's after hours was wild last night. No, you don't like it, I'm assuming? Okay. Thanks, Wally. It's Friday, man. It's Friday. It's the end of a long, frustrating week with the market. Choppy, and looks like this might kind of roll over here. What happened? What did that just do? There we go. IBRX, excuse me. Let's see if we can move. Watch that 265 area on IBRX. I might actually take a look at that here. $265 probably means we test 272 on IBRX. Around here, some of these up moves slowing down a little bit. There you go, Jay. Awesome. So it traded up in the pre-market, but since it doesn't have one of the outperforming aspects that Amazon had, it got hit. Awesome. Guess I should have figured that one out. IBRX, let's see. Let's see if it's got the strength. See if it's got the strength to get over here. Just kind of in this flag. Consolidation area. Yeah, Qs look like they might try to go higher. Today is the best day. That is a sweet handle.
All right, team, I'm back. And wouldn't you know it, the Q's pulling back, man. The chop continues. Can it go? Can it just go? That's all I'm asking.
It looks like it's trying. The chart formation on the 5 looks like it's trying. It's just taking a break.
Yeah, it's just taking a break. We'll see what happens, guys. I just have my stop loss set. We'll see what happens on that case. But we're going to take a moment to digress right now, guys. We'll be back to the trading action. Don't go anywhere. This is where we have the fun in the stream. Well, fun all day long, but this is where we really have the fun, guys. So the first thing I'm going to do here is talk about, of course, our trading competition that's coming up. Let me know in the chat. I've been asking daily, but I know that more people are signing up every single day. So let me know if you've signed up for, of course, our Rule the Pool competition. Let me know in the chat, guys. I want to go ahead and hear you guys. I'm going to throw up the link one more time. And I'm going to play a little bit of something that I made yesterday that I think you guys will get a little bit of a laugh out of. Check it out, guys. Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Oh, they wanted me to go to live trading here. I'm going to be back. Will rule the pool. Get ready for a spooktacular showdown.
Spooktacular.
And you're not just competing against anyone, folks. Take on the hosts from Live Trading with Benzinga. But that's not all. We're bringing the Halloween spirit into the competition. Starting on October 30th. Trick or trade. No, I was going for more of an competition. FTX. The mission is to rule the pool. Get ready for some thrilling trades, monstrous profits, and hair-raising strategy. Win big prizes like $260,000 evaluation account and 30 days of Benzinga Pro. This is the trading competition of the year, and it's about to get extra spooky. Don't miss out. Follow Trade the Pool and Money Mitch BZ for updates, and stay tuned for the Halloween showdown. And of course, we'll rule the pool. Get ready for baby. Who's gonna rule the pool? I want to know. Get after it, team. I went for a little bit of the FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried there a little bit. I'm on testimony. Got to come after you guys. But hey, at least you guys get to see it a little bit and having a good time, of course, with our competition. Smash the like for that. If you guys enjoy that, a little editing action there. Have some fun. And get ready, guys, because we're going to have a good time. So let me know in the chat who's ready to rule the pool. And if you haven't signed up already, do not wait for the last day, because you're going to be struggling on Monday to sign up when you should be already signed up today. So hit that like, guys. And of course, hit that link in the chat right there and get ready, because we're going to have a good time with that competition. I'm super excited for it. All right, now here's the next moment to digress, and we're going to have a good time here. Like always, I'm going to pull down Ryan's charts because we have to give a big thank you. A big thank you to who? To someone in the chat. Like always, we're a very supportive community, and I love this community, of course. And we actually got someone in the chat, and it caught Ryan and I's attention. But I saw what? Half Hitch Brewing in the chat. I was like, what is Half Hitch Brewing? Is that like real beer? Like, because if not, Ryan and I need some. And wouldn't you know it, he actually reached out. So definitely want to give a thank you to Half Hitch Brewing. If you guys haven't checked out their beer before, they're in Canada. So you might have to check this out and look for it in your local kind of wherever you can get your local beer. I mean, there's so many places now. But not only did he send us a beer, he sent us, I mean, how many beers is he? 8 beers? I mean,
9.
9 beers, man. We're going to take a little bit of a poll action here of which beer do we drink on stream right now. I'm going to give you guys the option. You guys can go through. So the first one that I thought was pretty cool, and I'm definitely going to take a look at it here, is this one. This is like a red one. And there's only one of these, but look at this label here. It's super sick, man. I love this. This is the Fire and Fury here. And it's a red ale. Of course, that's going to have like your caramel kind of textures there. I like what's the red one that I like? Killian's. Yeah, Killian's
red. Irish red. Very, very creamy red beer.
So that's why delicious. I think this one would be really delicious. Let's go for another one here. Cascade IPA, Harvest IPA. This looks good, of course. Can't go wrong with your IPAs nowadays. 6.4% alcohol for those of you guys interested. And here's a really cool one, and I think a really good one to match the theme right now. Oktoberfest, baby. You got to have a little Oktoberfest, a little wheat action. Of course, can't go wrong with a little wheat, a little barley, a little oats, hop, yeast. It's not too bad. A little 5% alcohol. That's actually pretty strong there for a wheat one. And then the Sundays. Who's getting Sundays with me? Not bad. Not bad. 4.8%. I like these right here because they're a little bit easier. When I was younger, I used to love those double IPAs, like, 12%. But now I'll take a nice little 4.5% hazy pale ale. This actually seems pretty interesting. Sundays. And then let's go with the trio. I'll do this one at 3 at once. So you guys in the chat, you guys got to vote. Which one am I opening up today? We got a berry cider here. We got the Farmer's Daughter. I like that name. And then the Papa's Bear. Papa Bear, baby. So which one am I going to come after? You guys in the chat, let me know. And I got to give a shout out to my man, Half Hitch Brewing, in the chat. It's always good to see a supporting community. And there's nothing better than in a kind of red week, have some beer thrown my way. We're gonna be mad about that.
So, Mitch, you watch the chat and see which beer you want to drink. I am going to jump in here. First of all, I went ahead and posted the link to the About Us for Half Hitch Brewing. I encourage everyone to go read that. The story is just as good as the beer. We were talking a little bit about the packaging here. I'll be honest, the packaging is on point. This is the type of shelf appeal that would cause me to buy a beer if I was browsing in a liquor store. I think the names are awesome. I think the cans are awesome. And again, if you read the story, I think you'll think that's awesome too. The pizza and beer thing that they're doing, can't wait to make it up to Alberta, Canada. So Half Hitch Brewing, really appreciate that. Mitch, I love that you're letting the chat do a vote. I am not going to do the vote. I am going to do the Prairie Berry Cider. And like any typical snob, you of course do not drink this out of a can. I've of course prepared for this and frosted a mug in my freezer. So we're going to go ahead and pour it. I'm going to allow you to see the color of the beer. And then while I'm doing this, one of the reasons that I'm actually going with this, there we go, perfect. So this is going to be what your berry cider is. Very, very
Love
clear.
it. Love the
So
color.
here's what I'm going to say, though, because I suspected that something like this was going to happen. Yesterday for the football game, I tried the Oktoberfest and I tried the Sunny Days Pale Ale. They are excellent. So we're going to do a review of the cider live here. One sip. Everyone knows the rules.
I like it. I like it. I like it. And just to kind of mention, the Qs are starting to try to push again. I added on Soxel, guys, 800, 1524. What's the first verdict?
Okay. Well, the first verdict happened last night. So the berry cider here, first of all, it's delicious. It's extremely crisp. And for anyone that likes beer or wine, for example, that's crisp, this is going to be perfect for you. This is without a doubt the perfect choice of something to drink at 9 a.m. in the morning. 9 a.m. in the morning. So really, really happy with my choice here. One sip. Everyone knows the rules.
All right, guys. Q's trying to hold above that 347.50. Can we finally get a break above that? I got 800 shares. I'm taking the shot. We'll see what happens. But I heard in the chat, I could see what everybody voted for. And it was the seasonal Oktoberfest. I can't blame you guys for doing it. And thank you for going for the tall can versus the smaller can. You know, I think Benzinga would really appreciate that. So smash the like, guys. Let's get after it. And it's always about the sound for me, right? Let's hear it. Oh yeah,
okay.
Baby.
So I'll say this: one sip. Everyone knows the rules. The Prairie Berry Cider. I'm a huge berry fan. I actually really enjoy ciders. I would say I give this an 8.5. I would give this an 8.5 just for some context. Last night I did the Oktoberfest. I absolutely loved the Oktoberfest. Mitch, you better pour that into a glass because the color of that beer is one of the best things about it.
All right, I gotta get one.
Go get a glass because I'm telling you that one's awesome. My rating last night for the Oktoberfest 8.1.
All right, let me take a
Sunny
sip
Days,
at least.
7.8. And if you want some comparison, these arbitrary numbers that I'm giving you, I judge things like Miller Lite, Budweiser, Michelob, all of those. I judge those at 0.5. They don't even have a full point. So I know these aren't 10. I don't think I've ever given a beer 10. That's reserved for wine in my book. But these are extremely high scores. So cheers, Half Hitch Brewing. Thank you very much for doing this. I really encourage you to keep going with what you're doing. I know it's a family endeavor. You definitely have a talent for making this stuff. One sip, everyone knows the rules. Absolutely awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that. Anyone that's up in Canada, go give them a shout. Lauren, come on. You know how this works. You know how this works.
I'm back.
By the way, really quick before Mitch starts, IBRX broke down. IBRX broke down, stopped me out, very, very small gain, or a very, very small loss, excuse me, and then actually broke through the view app. So we want to wait for this to set back up.
All right.
LAIN looks very similar.
Well, Marty, don't worry. The trades that I've made already are just going to be the trades that it's going to stick on from here. I'm not going to open a new one. I'm just going to let the Soxel work, and we'll see what happens on that, right? And it's all based on the Q's reverse today. I mean, that's as hard of a bottom as we could possibly get on the Soxel. So if it doesn't go through that and it breaks the support here, I kind of got to go anyways. So we'll find out what happens. But let's get to it here. Got to do the pour, right? The pour.
Jay, real quick, while Mitch is pouring that, Jay, I would love to test out your Pro Vs. No problem. One more thing, though. How about some golf in February? By the time February rolls around, I'm going to be looking to make an annual trip to Arizona, and I'm going to be really, really like fiending for some golf. This is going to be the end of the winter. I'm going to be locked in. So let me know if you're interested in that. I'd love to hit the links with you. All right, Mitch,
all right. Can you click on me whole screen there?
Come on, man. Look at the color of that thing.
Oh, I brought the light to really get the effect there. Look at that. That's pretty, man. And you got to pour it like a pro, right? Not too much foam there. One sip, right?
One sip. Everybody knows the rules.
Being a guy that has German citizenship, I'll give you 2 Thumbs up, baby. That's what it's all about. I can show you guys my German passport. That's what it's about. It's not bad at all, man. And I like some Oktoberfest. You can't go wrong
Yeah.
with a little Oktoberfest. So thank you. Really appreciate it. Half Hitch Brewing in the chat. I threw up even the link if you guys want to check it out here. I found
Yeah.
the link there. So you guys can definitely check it out, right? Like always, they didn't pay us for this. We absolutely enjoy it. Sent it to us absolutely for free. I mean, 9 beers, let's just be honest, isn't cheap. So really, truly appreciate the love.
And one more thing, I know Mitch and I were talking about this. We did not ask. This was an offer. This was an offer. All of a sudden it showed up and it is delicious. Like I said, the beer is really good, but the story is equally good. Make sure you check that out. This is a family run operation. This is exactly the type of business I like to support. You guys are doing some good things up there in Alberta. Real quick, Jay saying Phoenix Open is the first week of February. And if you've never been, it's a show. Jay, I was there last year. I attended the Phoenix Open and I didn't golf. I actually just watched golf. So let's coordinate something. I'd love to do that.
All right, guys, if we can finally break through the 1534s mark, maybe we can keep going and riding up. But the Qs have just been chopping around here. So don't think that it's just guaranteed that it goes to the upside here. It's made plenty of attempts to already do it. If I look at the 15-minute in my rule of 3, I'm going to try to look at it right now. So it's up 1 action, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. Shouldn't really break that 346.50s. If we break that, I'd be a little bit careful, at least on my looks of the levels. It's going to be interesting to see what actually turns out here. Does the Qs make the move to 348?
Okay, let's talk about this. This is an amazing comment. So, okay, Ryan, instead of locking up money in a CD, I keep my brokerage cash core funds in the FDRXX money market fund, which is paying a 7-day yield of 5.02%, and it's liquid. So I have no experience with this. Morning beer. I have no experience with this. So I'd actually like to learn more about this. And you're giving me a really good starting point. One of the things that's kind of held me back is I don't want to remove funds from the trading account, but I also don't want to go through that whole process of removing some and then putting it at another institution and blah, 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 blah. If there was something that I could buy right from inside my broker, I would be much more inclined to do that. So I really love this suggestion here. I'm going to go ahead and look into this. If any of you have more information about opportunities like this, I would love to hear it. Again, this is a first time for me. I'm learning just like you guys. So anything that the community wants to share about this would be much appreciated.
All right, guys. I don't know if it's the beer in me, but I want to take another trade. JNPR.
Real quick, Mitch. I was thinking about this last night and then again this morning. I'm a bit worried because here's the thing. Now that I'm almost done with the cider, if the rest of the day goes really well, I don't think I can change what's working. And that means that I might have to have beer every morning I trade. I don't know if that's a good thing. So we'll wait and see how this goes. Did get some green on the screen, but again, I was stopped out of IBRX on a potential bounce play.
I'm gonna take a little of this juniper. I just like the setup. I like how it's setting up on like kind of this kind of cup looking pattern here. And it did make an attempted rip right before the open, went all the way up there to 28.56. In my eyes, a lot of people probably already stopped out. This is one of those names that could all of a sudden just rip higher. And so it's a good risk to return. That's why I want to take this trade. And what I did was I went at it with a slow amount here to see what happens.
And real quick here, Jim asking, Ryan, did you get a seat on the 16th last year? No, I did not get a seat. I actually was watching. I sat down at one of the par threes. I can't remember, 13 or 14, maybe 12. I can't remember what hole, but I sat down at one of the par threes right by the green. So I saw all of the shots hit the green. Now, it was awesome. I did go to the 16th and kind of walk around, but I didn't have a seat there. I am actually trying to attend the Phoenix Open again this year. Like I said, all of my Arizona crew, you want to do an Arizona meetup out there, you want to do some golf, some food, get at me. Send me an email. Let's coordinate this. By February, I love winter, but by February, I could use a little bit of sunlight and some golf. So I'll be making my way out there.
I'm going to put an ask out there right now. If I wanted to ask really Who and you guys are maybe located in Detroit or could get to Detroit for a special trading event? And not necessarily an educational event, but more to test your skills. Because I have an amazing idea that I can't even tell you guys about because it's that good. I know someone would steal it. But I need to know if there's traders out here, especially in our live trading stream, that want to be on something like that where you'd put, your trading skills to the test and there could be a really big reward, let's say, for it. All right, let's see if Juniper could get through 27 here. Juniper is kind of one of those kind of stocks that I've seen before kind of do these kind of big moves, right? So I took a shot on that. We'll see what happens. And then Soxel, right? Look how many times the Qs are definitely making some people just kind of freak out, man. If you're too big, you can't get around this range. Look at the Qs and how they're just stuck here. Look at that. Can we finally get the move here?
My call to action here, Becca's saying, I'll take a day off work and join you. Okay, that's one. Who else from the Arizona crew is willing to hang out? We got one already.
All right, so I do got some D traders. Voodoo.
I'm going to that, by the way, Mitch. You can sign me up for that.
All right.
Pencil me in, pen me in. You can use ink.
I'm telling you, it'd be really awesome, though, because the idea that I have would be like something else, and I just need to kind of get a little bit of a feel. It's something that I need to kind of work up. I've had this idea for a while now, and sometimes you just got to go with it, make it happen, burn the boats, forget plan B. It's only plan A. Make it happen, man.
Lynn, no reason to make this event in Chicago. There is a Portillo's in Sterling Heights, Michigan. We can go boost the same store sales there.
Sounds good to me. Tesla's the one that's interesting. Look at the wicks on Tesla. On the 15-minute is insane there. Wow. That is tough to see there for traders out there. I'll go to the 15 minutes. Look at this.
Mitch, we timed. I know I know Tesla's having a move right now, but if you look at the actual indices, we timed the beer and cider thing perfectly. It's literally sideways. It's literally not doing anything.
Dude, I've never seen it like that, right? It's so pretty sideways right now, but it could go either way, and that's the scary part. So just be careful out there, traders. Right now, it's in the middle. I've never seen the Soxel bounce so like pattern like and just keep bouncing. That's why my stop is way away, so I don't get stop hunted here. But man, it's interesting out there. Let's go back to Juniper. I gotta like kind of keep an eye on this because I feel like if we could have that big up move, this could really be a big spike. I gotta go ahead and just set the stop here. It's gonna be towards 26. So give myself room because look at the upside approach. $20 risk here for move back to the high, which is $90 on the reward. Yeah, that seems like interesting risk to reward. Small risk, big reward. We'll see if we get it. Wicks today are killing me. So annoying. Yeah, it's tough out there, Chris. And of course, like always, guys, I want to see you guys in our competition. It's going to be really fun. That's what we're going to be focusing on next week. So if you're wondering what we're doing next week, we're trading big. I'm going to be trying to take bigger size. It should be fun for sure to try to test ourselves. Of course, it's been a tough time in the markets lately. Hopefully things turn around. One thing is for certain, it'll be a new week. And I love it thinking about that. That's why I always think about not necessarily being a weekend warrior anymore, but being a weekday warrior. You got to have that mentality. Come in every week, fresh, ready to kill it. Will the Qs come down? The Qs are testing that downside action. Microsoft has been strong today. So if you're playing Microsoft, that has not looked bad. What about Amazon? Amazon's still looking pretty strong, has come back to VWAP once, but really hasn't broken that. Let me go to Intel. Intel's right off VWAP. That looks interesting for me. If we do get the up move, you can see it here. You see how Intel's just bunching on the VWAP? That's an interesting chart within itself right there. So we'll see what happens with Intel if it can make the up move through 3630, but not bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Especially Intel had decent earnings. We'll find out what happens. And of course, next week, we'll continue on with the earnings party. And as we get closer and closer to NVIDIA's earnings, Can you take a look at that just to confirm for me, Ryan? I just want to make sure I give the right date there for NVIDIA's earnings.
You want a date for NVIDIA's earnings. Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. We have the earnings confirmed for November 21st.
You see, we're still ways from that, right? There could be a lot of shakeup, I think, till then.
November 21st is a Tuesday. NVIDIA normally reports after the bell, so that's what you're looking at. November 21st, Tuesday after market.
Nice chat. And like always, you guys can keep up with those dates where? On pro.benzinga.com, of course. All right, guys, smash the like. It's been a great day, and I got to say a little pinkies up. Haven't drank too much beer, but that's just because it's early, but who knows?
Mitch, what the hell's wrong with you? Mitch.
Hey, you're drinking a cider over there.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Just having a good time, guys. Good time today. Short Meta. Hey, get after it, Dave. I had a good trade on Meta this week. That was probably the best trade of the week. Possible Adobe for the bounce. See Scotty. I think that's Scotty. Becca. She's laughing. She's like, yeah, you just got to try, Mitch. Ryan smiley. All I got to say is Ryan smiling. That's
it's
how you
good.
know.
It's good. The cider is really, really good. And actually, as far as alcohol goes, I mean, don't forget, man, I'm 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah,
right?
You are pretty tall.
So for me to actually get inebriated to the point where my behavior changes, it takes quite a bit of beer. This cider is 4.5%.
Guys, we're getting that downside attempt in the Qs. Be careful out there, team. I do see that coming down pretty fast. Might get hit here in Soxel, and definitely going to need some more beer after this one. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The Qs were chopping for so long. Now they're trying to attempt to do the washout. And is the SPY doing the same thing? Look at the SPY. Boom, boom, boom. This isn't looking good. I'm 2 cents away from getting stopped out. Could get stopped out right now. We'll find out right now if I do get to stop out, but isn't looking good here, guys. We'll find out. The Q's trying to wipe out on the downside, and you see the break of the pattern, right? This is normally, you don't see a recovery from that. Technically wise, this says breakdown, but I'm not going to overreact. I'm just going to let my stop work. If it stops me out, it stops me out. We'll see what happens here. But look at the SPY. The SPY is ugly too, and that doesn't help right now when the overall market is also making a hard downside action move. And what's really hurting this, right? Financials going lower, continuing. Guys, I've been trying to point to it with my video. If you guys aren't watching my video or haven't watched my video, I don't know what you guys are waiting for, because look at the XLF, guys. Look at this. We're talking all financials here. Does this look good, guys? No, it looks like we're coming back there towards especially like the March lows. And if we start breaking through March lows, which was right around here, that was when the regional banks were looking at collapse. We're pretty close back to that. And so I've been talking about that. Yes, the market's depressing, but at least we aren't, Chris. At least we aren't,
you got
my
that
friend.
Right.
And we're going to have a good time regardless. You know, it's not easy, but yeah, the market's looking better for shorts right now. And even today, you were thinking that maybe we can get a little bit of an uplift. Maybe we can push, like Capital One has had a good earnings report, pushing higher. I have a feeling by the end of the day, this could be maybe back down to 95. Like always, you guys call your own shots, but things are struggling definitely in the market. All right, guys, it's 10:44. We'll be wrapping up with All Access coming up with you guys at, of course, I'm pretty sure 11 today, but I'm going to double check, make sure that we're starting up at 11. But definitely smash the like, guys. It's been a tough market. I think sometimes we need some backup here, man. We need some backup. He knows what I'm talking about. We need some backup to cheer people up. I'm sure he'll join us when he can, but it's been a tough market, to say the least, right? And I think that we need to all learn from this. What is the learning lesson, at least for right now? I'm just going to keep it simple. Maybe it's not just only being a long trader, all right? To keep this as a learning lesson, right? Because if we're only a long trader in markets like we've been going through in the last couple of weeks, this is tough. This is tough, man. And we've been on a just free fall. And a lot of traders are trying to catch the knife. I tried to catch the knife today. The problem with that is you're going to get caught a lot of the times, right? You're trying to call a turn. And when we try to play hero, it's a little bit dangerous. It doesn't mean that you can't win, but you can always keep that risk and reward in mind so that you can capitalize on the markets. All right, Miguel's out of the Google. It's not easy out there. Definitely hit the like if you guys appreciate us keeping it real with you guys and having a great time on this Friday. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we can find in the markets. I'm going to look through the scanners to see what maybe looks good for maybe even short action, because it just isn't looking good right now. And that LIAN is slowly but surely right back below 4. Now it's at 393s and looking like it's just falling off the table.
That 4 level that you outlined earlier, Mitch, it actually knifed through that to the downside.
Yeah, it couldn't hold it. It couldn't hold it. And the buyers couldn't hold the push. And also look how the buyers dropped off. That big bar here, volume. Lower declining volume on the pullback. You want to see buyers step up to the plate, not like sellers just kind of being quiet. We'll see what happens. Financial services definitely getting hit hard today, and I'm going to continue to look to see if the KRE goes lower here. It looked like an opportunity to short off 39.87s, but that was in the pre-market today. We'll look to see if it goes to 39. Next level to watch is that 39.15 area. That's for the KRE. Of course, regional bank action. We'll see if this keeps going lower. Juniper, the only position I got left now. I just got a big stop out there in Soxel. So that's the way the market's been lately. So what I'm going to do here is tighten up because I really can't give up too much more on the day. So I'll tighten up there on Juniper and just look to see if this can save some of my profits on the day, but not the best day at all. Tried to battle back in the Qs, and the Qs going into that ascending triangle, going back to the support on that. And with that being said, it's going to be a bit of a battle here. So it's not looking good here. As we go back below this and start to test the lows, we could crack down towards 345. We'll find out if that happens in the market.
Boo.
Boo!
What's
Boo-hoo, baby!
What is going on? I got the haircut, so I figured I should come in a little bit early, you know?
I like it, my friend. We need it. We need a little positivity out here.
We drank beers, so we're glad you showed up.
Wait, did you actually?
Yeah, we did.
I mean, cheers, bro. Cheers.
I love it. That's when you know the market is just kicking ass.
Yeah, man.
Wait, was it a celebratory one or like a, hey, we're getting our ass kicked one?
It was
like 6 beers deep.
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
It was a sampler from one of our loyal viewers. We said that
our viewers sent us beers, bro. Come on.
Wow. Dude, that's awesome.
Gotta enjoy that, right, Zunaid?
I mean, the day a viewer sends me butter chicken, which might not work because of, the mail and travel time, but that would be great. That's awesome, though. I'm even taking a look.
Gotta have a good time sometime, man. It's been a tough market, to say the least. Have you been at least keeping your hair?
I have, dude. Haircuts are getting expensive now, man. The more I work, it's a first world problem, so I know that. But like the more I work, the more haircuts I need. Like now it's gone from like 2 weeks or twice a month to like every week, and it's like, man, this is getting expensive now.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I traded yesterday. I haven't traded today, so it's the first time I'm looking at the markets. Looks like a little bit of chop though. I mean, let's see. I was looking at the NQ. That's what I was looking at with the
NQ. Look at this guy into the future.
I know.
You've been playing more futures too?
Yeah, just with the prop accounts and stuff like that.
Nice. It's good to learn, right? It's good to practice, right? I think that's what's so good about prop accounts is that, a lot of times we talk about like paper trading and that's like kind of practice, but is that really practice? I think this is kind of more of that real, true test yourself kind of practice.
Yeah. So my thoughts on that are actually, they've changed over the years. I really think that paper trading is most effective for learning the platform that you're on. When it comes to actual risk management, when there's nothing on the line, you don't learn anything. And so to me, like paper trading with $100,000 account, if you're normally trading with a $30,000 account, like what benefit are you actually giving yourself? To me, paper trading, there's a place for it. It's great to learn, how the platform works, how to not mess up your order entry, how to get out, the shortcuts, the tips, the tricks, the whole 9 yards. But as far as risk management goes, I do think prop trading would probably be a better option than paper trading.
Yeah, I agree.
Just my 2 cents.
No, I agree. But here's a chop I was talking about on the NQ, just kind of back and forth. I I was hoping, and I was getting ready for all access, so I didn't even get a chance. But it's at this 15-minute close here, I would have definitely tried to go short here. So I guess I saved myself some money. But now I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens if this rejects, if this pops above, whatever the case may be. I think the best trade I've had this week was just AMD on the $100 rejection. Right.
Nice.
Here.
Yeah, I saw that. We saw that $100 rejection
right there, because you had VWAP right there, and then just kind of continued to bleed all the way down. Now, unfortunately, y'all know me, I get out too quick. Lol. Right over here, I think I got it around like 98, 97.50 or so. But I didn't get the whole move, but still, nonetheless, I was happy with the trade. What's up, Becca, Jan, Chris? Hello.
Yeah, say hello in the chat, guys. It's good to see you guys. Of course, Zunaid likes to spend some time with us sometimes, and he's hanging out with us. So definitely smash the like out there. We're getting a little bit of some Zunaid time. It's always good to see you taking a look into those charts like that. And it's been choppy trading. That's to say the least. I mean, crazy day today, going up and down, up and down, up and down, and who knows? Maybe by the end of the day, we're still up.
Zunaid definitely likes to hang out with us when his other friends are busy, so we'll take that.
Dude, today's actually the first day. I was telling a friend about this because he texted me earlier. Today's the first day this month that I've got like 8 hours of sleep. So I feel so great. I feel so beautiful. I wish the weather was a little nicer out in Atlanta.
Yo, how's the Aura Ring doing for you? One of the last times we talked, you got that Aura Ring to help you with stuff like that?
So the ring itself is still great. I think
the power of the ring.
Yeah, I think it's still great. The step counts and all of that's still good. Unfortunately, I haven't kept up with my fitness like I used to when I was on the show, just with everything. So I have struggled personally, but the ring is still great. I still have it just because it makes me look like a badass.
But you do keep up with the haircuts, so you got your priorities in order.
Yes, because haircuts pay the bills, So if you ever see me with like way long hair, that means I don't have any gigs coming up, and that means I am broke.
I want to see you with like Kurt Cobain hair, and I want to see like a grunge Zunaid, like just on a guitar. That would be something else.
I know.
No.
Smoked tuna. It's the Trader Bacon one. Same one, pal. But yeah, the dates are going well, Becca. They are going well. I just had one last night. It was nice. We played Putt Putt in Atlanta. I think it's called Putt Shack. So if anyone's in Atlanta, it's a great date spot.
Hold up. Did we just say dates?
Oh, yeah. We play in the field out here, Play in the field.
My man, I knew that cut was fresh for a reason.
I'm not going to lie.
Got caught.
Yes, that is true. I had date last night, so I had to finish my show, get a haircut, and then
look fresh.
But we just tell people that it's for all access, right? I was like, listen, I gotta look sharp for all access. So
hey, gotta look sharp for everything, baby. That's the way I like to hear it. They miss you out there, but at least that's definitely something true. Our community is truly supportive. And
Absolutely.
I mean, where else do you get that, guys?
Amen.
That's why I love our community here at Benzinga. Trading can be very hard, but what makes it a lot better is that we all kind of trade together, right? We're going to go through ruts. Everybody goes through ruts. Zunaid knows ruts. Ryan knows ruts. I know ruts. The truth is, it's how we bounce back and the mentality that we can have towards a processed approach that really gets us to success. I mean, I've seen it. Everyone has seen it. If you really want to get to success, what is it? It's usually that process approach, taking the hits and just coming back to focus on that process that will get us back into the green. But it's always great to have you, my friend Zunaid, Ryan. Yeah. I think we had a great one, myself and Ryan and I, at least. Another shout out to Half Hitch Brewing. Got to give them a shout out, of course.
That's awesome.
And definitely, of course, don't miss us next week. We're going to be in a trading competition. Zunaid, click that link right now.
Even if you can't join the show, join the competition.
Join the competition.
Dude, you could win another prop trading account.
Okay, $620,000 in buying power, Zunaid?
Cool.
I think you could use $620,000 in buying power.
I definitely can. Here, I'm actually literally doing it right now.
My man's like, yeah, honestly, you guys can send that straight to my email.
If there's a way to direct deposit that'd be great.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Definitely going to have our competition. It's always good to have you, Zunaid. We'll let you take over and get to your all access. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for having a great show with us today, guys. Absolutely. And like always, we'll see you back next week with the competition, and I said it again, I said it earlier, don't wait till Monday to sign up, team. I'll see you guys, like always, back on Monday and actually back later today. Start swing trade. Might be a little bit more friendly. But
before you go,
yeah.
Great job on that video. I saw how much effort you put in, and I think a lot of people don't realize that you think of the content, the script, the editing, the video, all that is tough to do. So props to you for putting that together, man. That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
If you don't,
and like always, it's my way of trying to get back, right?
Yeah. If you don't create and edit videos, it's hard to imagine how much work Mitch actually had to do in order to pull that off. I've done that, not to that level. Good job, Mitch.
I can't edit videos at all, so I give mad props to anyone who does it from A to Z, because I cannot. So I can do like little PowerPoints, but nothing to the degree that you did. That was awesome. So props to you, man.
Hey, always good to try to get back to you guys. It was my way of trying to give back, and it's showing that I do dark research and deep research into different areas to try to understand it and bring it back to you guys. All right, that's going to do it for us today. We'll let Zune take over. Ryan and I are out of here. So Ryan.
Nope, and he took himself out too, I think, right? That's what happened? Okay, nope. I don't know what happened there. I think
he tried to remove himself. Peace, Zune.
All right, see ya. I'll let AT take over to go ahead and switch things around. There's my lovely, pretty face. Look at that. All right, appreciate y'all for hanging out, and miss you guys too. I think what we'll do is my schedule kind of gets easier after the 8th of November, so I think I'm gonna hit up Mitch and Ryan and see if we can hop on maybe the November 10th or something for an hour to come on back. But for now, it is time for All Access, and this one I'm really excited for because you guys know I love watching sports. I love the sports betting field. You kind of get a little bit of an inside scoop. And of course, you know that we love having your questions answered from the chat as well. So make sure that you go ahead and get active. And today we've got Mike, who is the executive chairman of Elys Game Technology. Ticker on the OTC is ELYS. All Access starts right now. Mike, good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks, Sinead. Thanks for having me on. I really enjoyed that chat you had with Mitch talking about bouncing back. Let's see if this one is a big bounce back now.
I mean, listen, I'm hoping the favorites in the MLB can bounce back because the underdogs have just been killing. I mean, you've got the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. Who would have thought that they'd be in the World Series? But thank you so much for joining us. It definitely is. As a matter of fact, I believe Game 1 is today, so it's perfect to have you on. Now, I've obviously done some research on your company, love what y'all do, but for the folks at home, if you could explain it to us like we're 5, what is it that your company does?
Sure. So obviously the company is in the sports betting technology business. So it's an exciting industry. More importantly, the industry is really growing rapidly in North America since 2018. There was a prohibition for 26 years. So everybody played sports betting, or they did sports betting. They had to find a way to do it. So during that time, they were doing it in offshore jurisdictions and that sort of thing, or flying down to Vegas and enjoying an evening at the casino. So that's the industry we're in. It's a super exciting industry. It's been around 2,000 plus years. It's not going anywhere as long as there's people on the planet and there's sports. Our industry exists. So a little bit of background on the company. We've been in the industry for well over 25 plus years. So we're not new to the space. I know that's kind of some of the background noise that's going on, a lot of new entrants as the market's evolving here in North America, but this company is well established. We have a very solid business in the Italian market. We're in the top 10 there in terms of operators. And when the market started opening up here, we started planning and building out for our deployment here. And we're really at an important crossroads for this company because we built out all the infrastructure. We know exactly how we want to approach the North America market. And we've been making some recent noise about our development. So exciting to talk to your audience about it.
Absolutely. So let me just kind of clarify. You're not a bookmaker. You provide the software and licensing. Is that correct, or do I have that wrong?
No, we do everything end to end. We own our. We're a bookmaker. We're a professional bookmaker. We have a full team of traders for European markets. We have a full team of traders for North American markets, and we own the technology on both sides of the ocean. One that's specifically built for Europe, and one that's specifically that we just completed and built out for North America. So it's a great opportunity.
I misspoke when I said bookmaker. Like, are y'all
sorry.
a sports book as well, or you guys make the lines and you've got? Okay.
Yeah, we generate the lines ourselves. So we get a lot of data from some of the data providers in the industry, certainly, but we generate the lines and odds and events that we.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna need to hang out at your headquarters because I've grown up, sports gambling and things like that. I've always been curious how y'all come up with the lines. I'm sure it's proprietary. I get it, but I've always been curious and fascinated by that. Now, I want to kind of go through the 5 dimensions of your 5D ecosystem that you talk about. What exactly is that?
Sure. So it's important to really understand that the industry is built on certain built in a certain ecosystem, right? So what we've done over these years is we've really perfected where the areas that we need to focus as it relates to our ability to provide the best possible product to our customers, and be able to offer that product in a safe and secure manner, and to be able to offer it in a profitable manner. And I'll tell you why in a moment. And also to be able to make sure that we're competing against other bookmakers that are in the industry. Okay, so those 5 dimensions are quite simple. In order for us to do well in the business, we need to acquire customers. So there's a very important aspect about acquisition of customers. And acquisition of customers in our industry, being in the sports betting industry, does not work when you're trying to buy people's loyalty. It works when you're earning their loyalty. So there's a special sort of methodology that we've honed in terms of our experience over the many years. And we know what draws customers and we know what keeps them there. Okay.
Yeah.
The second part is because our industry for the last, say, 25 to 30 years, ever since the internet was born, if you will, it's essentially gone online. And as online e-commerce and that's has evolved, it's become much more important to protect the interests of your customers. The customers you've acquired, you want to make sure that you don't get penetrated because you're offering your product on an online channel and other sort of connectivities in order for us to get that data to the customers. So you have to make sure it's completely protected. So cybersecurity, know your client, KYC, so we know who our players are that are playing, and AML. We have a fiduciary duty, if you will, as an extension of regulators to ensure that we're complying with the rules and laws and making sure people aren't kind of misusing our product. The second thing is, or rather the third thing is our ability to trade property, the bookmaking aspect. You have to have highly skilled, highly experienced bookmakers. Why? Because our business is really quite unique. It's the only business in the world, think about this, where our customers are coming to take our money. That's what they're coming to do. That's all we offer, right?
Yeah.
And they're coming to take our money based on an event that we have no control over. We don't know what the outcome of the game tonight is going to be, right? So if we did, it wouldn't be sports betting. It'd be fixed, right? So we don't know the outcome. The player doesn't know the outcome, but the player wants to read the odds and try to take more money back than they give you, so to speak, on the bet. So our traders need to understand the dynamics and the movement of the market and the behavior of the bettor. Okay, and in order for us to attract the players and compete well against the other guys like the big names, DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, etc., in order for us to be able to offer that product that's attractive to the customers, we need to make sure that our market odds and events are all within market. And that's how we perform. Okay, we got to make sure that they're within market. We're not making any mistakes. And remember, every event can have 150,000 different trades that could occur. So it's massive now with the ongoing development of the internet and so on, and the way we offer our odds. And then the last part of that 5-part ecosystem is once you've attracted the customer, you need to have the methodology of how to retain them. And as I mentioned, it's about loyalty being earned. And how we earn that loyalty is ensuring the customer becomes part of the family. And we do that through a good customer acquisition model. Customer service model. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I could talk sports betting, sportsbook all day. Matter of fact, I hope you and I get to continue the conversation in a longer format later on. I do have a couple of questions from the chat. I do want to kind of go in order of the flow. So chat, I'm not ignoring your questions. I promise I'll get to it in the flow of things. you did have a recent news about sportsbet.com, right?
Right.
I believe that's the online mobile betting brand for the United States, which is
Correct.
exciting because this morning when I went to the website, however, it redirects to your company website.
Right.
So then the question begins, when do you expect this to go live? Because, I mean, capturing that U.S. market, especially with the NBA just tipping off a few days ago, that's big. And then, of course, you're going to have NFL playoffs and everything else gets going as well.
No, absolutely. So there's actually more behind the scenes that you might see in terms of sportbet.com. That's going to be our URL, our customer facing, US distribution. And we want to be recognized as sportbet.com, although it's Elys in the background. In Italy, as an example, it's New Gioco, which is a really good Italian brand, if you will. Might not work here in Canada and in USA, but it works well there. So we've unveiled the brand. We're building in the background. And one of the prior press releases we talked about was our US infrastructure installation. That is even more critical because one of the key things that we discovered is some of the exorbitant costs many of our competitors incurred trying to expand their business as more and more states opened up, right? Yeah. And that was the early years since PASPA, since 2018. So we really, even though that news was kind of, fundamentally it was just equipment and things of that nature, it really was quite important. So number one, now that we've got that installed, we're now ready to launch our US platform. And that is going to be based on using the sportbet.com URL. Then in addition to that, I want to just kind of tease the audience. We are launching with a separate URL altogether, which I think is going to be an exciting URL in the Canadian markets within the next few months, I'm sure. But it's all subject, of course, to regulation. We're going through the licensing process now. But I think that there's going to be a double whammy here for our investors. Really, there's going to be a company that comes out full bore on the online channel. And what we did in the early years, as Zenaid, is we tested that platform. We launched in a single little location in Washington, D.C., Grand Central Sportbook. It's been absolutely amazing. We've done at least 4 times better than what we projected. The owner, Brian Basile, has done an awesome job, and he's super excited about that. He's opening up a second location. But it's developing those algorithms, and the way we have to run an economic business is what we've proven and developed, and now we're going to branch out online. We also are working on a market access process so that we can enter a number of U.S. markets with a good, solid tier 1 partner. And we anticipate that to be, realized very, very soon. So what's going to happen in terms of getting to your question specifically is sportbet.com currently goes to our corporate website. Right. But within the next days, keep your eyes peeled, everybody, because we're building the landing page in the background. It's going to be exciting, and then people are going to be able to see some of the events and odds that we're going to offer. But importantly, I just want to caution the audience: we are subject to regulation, so we got to be cautious of what we're able to show prior to getting approval from regulators and launching.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And again, hey, I'll be one of the first ones to check it out because that is indeed exciting stuff. As I mentioned, I did want to get to a couple of questions from the chat because we do this for the viewers themselves, and I do want to preface. I understand that depending on what regulatories you have to abide by, some of these things you may be able to answer, may not. But of course, at the end of the day, we do this for our viewers. I've got Smoked Tuna here. Let me go ahead and bring this up. We got Smoked Tuna. I know, what a lovely name. Ask about the cash runway, about 4.3 months, and the current ratio itself as well. How do you plan to raise cash for future runway? Besides, just taking money from the people that bet.
Sure. Well, there's a couple of things. Okay, I'll compartmentalize it a little bit. Number one, there's been significant development in the Italian market for our Italian operations that currently generates almost 50 million in revenue. So it's a good, solid operation. For the last 3 to 4 years since PASPA was repealed, we've taken a lot of resources out of that cash flow to finance our U.S. development. So that's really quite critical. And about a month or so ago, we announced some developments in Italy, and that is going to make a major difference in our cash flow from our Italian operations. Okay, so that is always going to be an area where we generate cash to be able to support our company. In terms of the rate at which we want to grow and expand in the United States, that's what's going to be the gating factor on on how we raise capital. And the audience could see that my family office is one of the key investors. Last 6 to 8 months, we've announced a number of financings that we've done. We'll continue to do that, but at some point, now that we kind of are taking a bit of a pause on the market, and I want everybody to kind of be aware of that. This is a pause because we just seem to, we weren't ready to kind of go live in the United States, so we weren't getting the reflection, so it was costing a lot more to be on a major exchange. We're pausing now. We're on the OTC. We definitely are putting the processes in place to go back up to a main exchange when ready, after we deploy in the United States. So in order to gain additional capital, we will indeed be looking at doing some capital raising through my family office and other smaller rounds if necessary.
Yeah, and that kind of, I guess, answers this part of the question where, the notification from NASDAQ to delist, any update on that? But I do want to, do you have any update? I know you already spoke on it, but did you have anything additional to add before I move on?
Sure. I think it's important maybe for the audience to appreciate that, number one, the company is very solid. Our company has not changed from October 15th to October 17th and never changed. It's the same company, generates good revenue. It has a brilliant growth opportunity. We've built a lot of technology and so on. But remember, there's a number of reasons why the NASDAQ, they have to follow the rules. They set a number of rules. Yeah. Our company did not drop off NASDAQ due to a fundamental reason or sort of a delinquency on reporting and things of that nature. It was merely because of their requirement to have a minimum bid offer. So I mean, that was the reason. And internally, we took the steps to get everything going for, let's say, a reverse stock split should we require it. But we were hoping also that we could maintain our shareholders' holdings. The timing didn't work out for us, but in any event, that decision was made, and we decided to go with the flow. But again, I mentioned earlier, we firmly believe it's a temporary stop.
Well, Mike, I can't thank you enough for being so candid and so honest and transparent with the questions from the chat itself. Last one for me before I turn it over to you. We've talked quite a bit about the sportsbet.com. That's to come, right? Or sportbet, excuse me, no S in there. That's to come. You've got the DC location. Matter of fact, I'll be in DC early next week, so that'll be exciting stuff for y'all there. Is there anything else that's coming down the pipeline that potential investors or investors can be aware of that you're allowed to tell us today?
Well, what I can tell you is just a little bit more, expand a little bit more on our U.S. online opening deployment.
Sure.
What I can tell you is that we already have a strategy of going to the markets. We intend to essentially get a market access, partner up with some of the tier one operators that have access to these markets by demonstrating our platform. So we have been doing this in the background. So we expect within the next, say, a week or a half or two that we will be taking our steps into each individual market, and the audience will see that. Okay, so that's basically what I can confirm. I mean, that's something that we haven't kept a secret. We did announce it on the back of sportbet.com. So so we'll see those developments in the coming days.
Well, look, I can't thank you enough for hopping on and talking about this. Like I said, I could do this for hours on day. Good luck on sportbet.com. When that launches, please reach out to us. We'd definitely like to check it out, check out the website and different things like that. But thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate your time here.
You got it. Thank you, Zunaid. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay.
Absolutely. You take care. And thank you, chat, for being active. I hope you like the fact that we ask questions from the chat, because we want to get your questions answered in a professional and appropriate way. So thank you for engaging. I really do appreciate it. That was Mike Ciavarella, Executive Chairman of Elys Game Technology. Ticker on the OTC market is ELYS. Don't go anywhere, though, because we've got an interview next up as well. It's all about crypto. And the question is, are NFTs back? So make sure you check out this interview to see what the next generation of NFTs looks like. But for now, thank you for watching All Access.